Okay, so here is my first stock portfolio, and I've worked on it a lot. So yeah, it tells you when the market's open. It tells you your portfolio value, your portfolio gain by percentage. It tells you your dividends, your total holdings, and it shows you the price you paid and how much it's actually worth. Let's see the performance of them throughout the day. The holdings that you currently have, the biggest gains, the biggest losses in your holdings, the worst stock, the best stock performing at the moment, the wins and amount or losses for the day. It shows you projection of stock, which I can pull up now. Although this, okay, I was gonna say it might be bugged, but it's not right now. So this is bugged a little bit. The reason for that being is I don't have any dividends yet, so I can fix that though. All right, I don't even have any stocks written down any right yet, but it tells you. So this is based on my stock ticker, and I sort of use Graham's formula, and then I added some methods to myself with my growth and stuff, and I added I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I added a calendar sheet, and then there's a worksheet. That's for the total wins and total losses. This calendar sheet is very complex. It goes all the way to 30 or 2033 as a projections chart. And then I got the 1 year candlestick chart. I got the 3 year candlestick chart. I got the 5 year candlestick chart, the 10 year candlestick chart, and the 15-year candlestick chart. And then let's go back to share purchases. So I can put in a price, any price that I want, and let's do like $120, for example. Let's say I bought one share, or no, let's say I bought 5 shares. And then let's also add another one. But we're gonna do all this. I gotta drag this stuff down. Okay. We don't have one, but let's say we bought it for 110 in the past, and we bought 3. We haven't sold any yet, but it already tells you how many we bought, shares, the total shares that you have. That took a long time to figure out. Then it tells you what date you bought them and what date you sold them. It's like down to a T. So this is the amount of profit you made so far off of them. Um, like for example, like let's say I sold it for 150, and let's say 165. I sold 2.5 shares. Just for example, this is just an example, so I didn't really tell it sells 2.5 shares, but I'm just trying to make it so that way I made profit. And then it tells you you sold all your stuff. Um, Actually, it probably, but it's not 100% accurate, but it does tell you like when you sold it and stuff. And then it tells you your total shares that you have left, how many you bought, the profit you made. Now let's go over to, I'm sorry, I'm having brain farts right now. Let's go over to this chart. Let me reload this So that way it reloads all the stocks. Sometimes it glitches out. Okay, tells you when the market's open. That took a long time to figure out. Let's see here. So this is based on your shares right here. So if I raise this by 5, it should say 1.5 now. Yeah, so it keeps up with that. Tells you your average purchase price, which is based in here, which is let's see here. The average purchase price. The actual price. The market value. Which is how much your stock is, or how much your stocks are worth right now. How much you gained from dividends. There's your dividends. Your current yield, yield on cost, your dividend income, if it's a win/loss. Tells you all this information, like the market cap, and then it tells you what currency it's traded on. And then this is the projected earnings. So let's go back to the dashboard now. Okay, so if we go to my Apple stock, for example, so it updated, as you can see. My biggest gain is Apple. So now, if I go back to go back to the purchase sheet, then I purchase. Let's see, where's General Electric? Let's say I purchased General Electric for that price. We're just going to leave it at that price. We purchased it for that price. We bought 5 shares, for example. We didn't sell any. And then we go over here, see, but we took a horrible loss. So that's how much our portfolio has gained. We took the horrible loss. Our value went down. Our holdings are mainly in GE, General Electric. We're having real big losses. It tells you your wins, but it also tells you your projection of what the next 10 years might actually be, which it's based on a formula, which is based on the growth rates, and it's a formula that was pretty complex and took a little while to learn, but it's not real outrageous if you actually take into account, like, it's possible because this company is growing at 10% per year, and if you actually look at it, that's about 10% plus you got to take into account compound interest, and that's what it's adding on, is the compound interest. So let's go back to the dashboard. This is what your portfolio would look like over time. Let's see here. So this is what your earnings would be, $781, but we're on the short term, we're losing cash. That's because the market's crashing right now. But if we go to GE, let's see if we go to GE, if it loads. Okay, so we're projected to go up in price, but we are taking losses, so GE is losing a lot of money right now, apparently. Actually, let me check what their price is right now. Holy crap. I'm not even lying. They lost like $18 in a couple hours, like $15. That's a lot. My gosh. Yeah, so the projected earnings within the next 3 years is supposed to go down. Let's see what the stock ticker is looking like. Yeah, the growth is not that good. but over the long term, it might grow. So it might get to a point where it reaches its low, which would be 68 bucks, and then start rising. But it's already below 68, so this ain't 100% accurate. It's just basically like telling you, it could be that price in the next 3 years, or it could get lower than that. So this is the low for the day, but it can go back up. It swings wildly the way the market moves. And let's see here. Let's see. And right now the market is pretty crazy, so projections really don't help right now. Even like if you have a stable economy, it really does help out a lot. But like if you don't have a stable economy and like the market's going up real high and then going down real high in the next year, like as you can see, the last 10 years we've had amazing growth for some stocks. But if you actually look at some stocks that didn't do all that great in the last 10 years. Let's see. What's a good example? Like John Deere is doing amazing, so it's going to be like real high. But if you go to, let's say Verizon, as you can see, it's not like far off. What is Verizon doing, anyways, as a holding? Uh, so its current price is $41.03. And this is the earlier price, so it was expecting to go down a little bit. It might start rising actually. Yeah, typically when the stocks are going down, that's when it starts to rise again because everybody's trying to buy it back up. So certain people are buying it back. I don't know. The stock market's really difficult to predict. This is just a projection of like the growth rate in the last 5 to 10 years. So basically, this is not really accurate, but like if the market trend was the same in the last 10 years and it kept up the same rates within the next 10 years, this is what the market would look like in the next 10 years. So that's basically what I'm saying. If it kept the same trend over time. Um, let's see, Walmart. Yeah, if it kept the same trend over time, let's see, let's go to Walmart and see the growth rate. Walmart's growing at 3%, 3.1%, or 3.6% per year, and it's currently valued at $142. And then, as you can see, it's not really that wild as you may think it is. Honestly, the reason why that looks so wild, like the 10-year chart, is because it's 10 years. So each one of these is like 1 year. Like each small piece is 1 year. So it's like almost one of these blue lines. And so it's not really moving up like it real quick. It's just like slowly over time it's going up. And you really can't predict it because like it can reach real high numbers real quick out of nowhere. So but just based on market trends, that's what it looks like it could be doing in the next 10 years. But like I said, it's not 100% accurate. And that's the reason why I'm not going to release it to anybody. I showed one person, but I don't really care if he uses it or not. I just wanted to give him like a little bit of help, maybe give him some ideas to work with for his chart. Anyways, yeah, so this looks pretty good to me. I think once I get a job and get out there, I'm gonna start possibly investing in the stocks and get into the stock market because I need to start doing something and stop being lazy and possibly invest into my future. So yeah, let's see here. Maybe if I do something, let's see another. Uh, Honda So, like, based on projections, Honda's just going to even out. It's going to get lower and then even out, supposedly. So, Let's actually put one down for Honda real quick. Where's Honda? Let's buy like 10 shares, for example. Okay. So our projected losses are $33 within the next year. Let's see what our total losses on that is. So we haven't sold any, but if we go to portfolio holdings, it will tell us. Actually, okay, so yeah, it gained value right there. So yeah, it's $3 ahead. So yeah, that's really random. I mean, that's just basically a projection on what the growth rate is. And it's not 100% accurate. Like I said, projections is here. I'll even look up the word for you because some people don't understand. A projection is not what the price is going to be. It's an estimate or a forecast of a future situation based on a trend or a study of present ones. So that's basically what this is. So it's not like it's telling you, oh, that's going to be the price. It's just a prediction. It's not really going to be that price. So some people don't understand that type of stuff. Um, that's why if you see this video and you see like, as you can see, like based on trends, Intel looks like it's crashing, but like it hasn't been doing good the first last year or whatever. It's dropped over 50%. So doesn't mean that it could go all the way that low. It could, but within the last 3 years, it's went down 22%. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to make people panic or anything. It's just, don't go and sell all your stocks if you see one of them going down. It can go up. And it's like I said, this is really hard. Like when I built this, it's actually based on like the actual day. Every single day this goes by, it bases it on that day. And it also goes back a year, so it bases it every day on 1 year back into the past. So you got the time now. Take this minus 365 and take this market, which 1 year in the past. Whoops. There. Pulls up that price from 1 year in the past. And then you do the math on it. And then, yeah, it's really complex math. I mean, I looked up a lot of video guides on a lot of this stuff, and I mean, like it took me probably 2 or 3 days to work on this. But I've also had practice for like other worksheets in the past. Like if I was to start fresh all over again, I think this would probably take me like hundreds of hours to do. But since I've had so much practice, like I can do it within a couple of days now, type thing. But yeah, this tells you what you're going to be making off your dividends per year. So I'm going to be making $1.38 per year off my dividend income. I don't know if that's daily or yeah, it's probably per year. But it also tells you like your projected earnings too, like what your stock might go up to, like what it might be worth in the future. So yeah, that's basically what that means. It's not like how much your dividends are going to pay out. That's just basically a projection of how much the stocks you purchase might be worth in the future. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this series, or not series, but like little chit chat about my chart. I'm sorry, I'm working on a series right now, doing Supreme Ruler, but yeah, I'm not trying to tell anybody to buy any stocks. I'm just showing like a projection and stuff, and you know, You know, it takes a long time to actually do this type of stuff. Like this is intrinsic value for those that don't know, which is basically uh, what you think to buy the price at. So right now, a good price for me to purchase it at would be either $28 below or $116. So like this would be a good price, a good starting price to purchase your stock. So let's see. Let's say I did buy a stock for $116. I go over, yeah, I paid 120. Let's say I bought all these for 116 and I didn't sell them until, let's say I sold them 10 years from now for 245.63. Let's do that for both. 45.63. Okay, so now let's check it. All right. So it says it's worth $776 or $70. My biggest earners would be Apple, or no, yeah, that'd be my biggest earner right now. Apple. Apple would have the biggest gains. Let's see here. It's for amount of profit, I would have made $773. At least that's what it says, but that's in total. So $785 within the next 10 years. Let's see here. Where is it? It's been a while since I've done this type of stuff. Yeah, I think I made in total $773 or $733 in profit off them stocks. So that's the profit that I made right there if I sold them for that price. But it tells you your average purchase price. So I bought them for 116 average, but I still got 1.5 shares. And I even sold some for a profit, and I still got some in the future, for example. So anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. I can't really like mess with the chart too much because I don't plan on doing any of that stuff for a while. But I just figured I'd give an example of what my chart looks like. It took probably, I think, 40 hours for this chart alone. And I have a RuneScape chart that I built completely from scratch, from the ground up, and just tried to make a stock market simulation, basically. It's really similar, but like it's not 100% accurate, but it's almost identical. It's not like identical, but I worked on it a lot, so um that one I put a lot of time into just to learn the basics and stuff and get a hang of everything. But yeah, this is basically what the stock's doing right now, so it is trending downwards as you can see. I'd say the average price would probably be about 60. That looks about average. So 2020 was when it started inflating like crazy. I think that's around the time that Warren Buffett actually invested into it. Either he, I don't know, he invested into it and it went up like crazy. But yeah, so that's probably doomed to crash though. So if it does rise again, this would be probably its tip top peak, basically. So within the next 10 years. But it probably will crash. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys are enjoying videos. I'm trying to work the best I can on them, and when I got spare time, I try to work on them. But yeah, this stuff really takes a long time to do, and like I'm not sitting on the computer 24/7 like some people may think. I actually get up and do stuff sometimes, so I do sit here a lot, but I'm always busy doing something. It's not like I'm not doing anything at all. I try to keep my mind occupied. If I'm not doing anything at all, then I'm really wasting time. I typically do a lot of studying, so and learning new things, and this is one of the things I wanted to learn for a long time now. So, and yeah, so this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day, by the way.